So for the past few weeks, we've taken a look at the state of football badges around the world. But today, we're changing gears once again and taking a look at the Premier League jerseys and ranking them from the absolute top to the absolute dog shit. So let's waste no more time and get stuck into it. Right, folks, back once again with another tier ranking episode. We're going to take a look at the Premier League jerseys for the 2019-2020 Premier League season. We'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep your bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Premier League related, world football related. We're going to do it all here. And no one, Ruski. Of course, we are still in the old football quietness, the old negative football season because of the old COVID-19 business and all that kind of put a clamper on things. And yeah, I have not given up or I've not taken my eye off the Football Badge World Cup. We'll get to that eventually. I just need a little bit more time to prepare it. I've got to get the tweets out. I've got to do a live draw or something like that. Well, I'm still figuring it all out, and I still want to have a clear indication as to when the football's going to come back before we jump into it, because there might still be some time to get some tiers in. I've had some suggestions for the National League, some Australian League, the Belarusian League, some other suggestions as well out there. So I might still explore them. But for now, we're going to jump into the old vortex here, the old tier list vortex, and take a little look at the football jerseys for the old Premier League. Now let's jump into it. Let's talk a little bit more about this. Of course, I have my disdain for one Premier League team, and I want you to bear in mind that none of that is going to be had any bearing in this. We're not judging badges. We're kind of looking at it for a complete picture of shirt, sponsorship, that kind of stuff, and tradition. I'm a traditionalist. I like, for example, Blackburn Rovers blue and white halves. If suddenly Blackburn Rovers start doing blue and white stripes, that shirt would go in the bin. That's right. So let's get into it and take a look at the first jersey. And these are in a bit of a random order. We're going to start with Wolves. And here we go. We'll blow it up a little bit. This is the home jersey for this current season. And you know what? It's simple but effective. It's got the colours, traditional colours of Wolves. I like a bit of the old Chinese writing on there as well. I know it's for a man bet or whatever it is. It could even say chicken chow mein for all I care. It does add a bit of international flair. And it's nicely tucked up the top of the chest. It's a nice looking shirt. For Wolves standards, I think this is pretty good. Over the years, they've had some funky oranges in the past, but I think they've got it spot on this time. And this one, I think it's going to sit nicely in the old decent column. We might move them up a little bit depending on what goes on elsewhere. Now, next up though, another W. This one I'm not too fond of. It is the West Ham jersey. I just don't like it. I don't like the stripes across the chest. The colours are okay. I think there should be something a bit more traditional with this. It's similar to that of Aston Villa. The colours, I mean, the maroon or the maroon and the blue, and Burnley as well. And I think Burnley and Villa may have got it a little bit more spot on in regards to the jersey. It's a bit of a wasted jersey. I like West Ham. I like traditional clubs, traditional London clubs, and these bad boys are good. But this, I'm afraid, is my first, because I know there's going to be a few of them. It's my first dog shit jersey, and it's going to pop into there. Sorry, West Ham fans, I do like you usually, but I think both your badge and your jersey needs a bit of an upgrade. Next up, a half and half shirt. Now, half and half shirts should only be Blackburn Rovers, really, but I do like Watford, and this one's not too shabby as well. However, I'm just not feeling it. Maybe the one of the sleeves should have been black. I don't know. It just looks a little bit tilted, a little bit cockeyed a little bit, but it's nice. It's kind of sharp. I love Adidas as well. I'm a big fan of Adidas. I prefer Adidas to Nike or whatever you guys call it. But yeah, this one's an okay shirt. But to be honest with you, I think it's a little bit. I'm not too sure for the half and half shirts. That's Blackburn Rovers for me, and there are only a couple teams for me that should be rocking half and half shirts. And unfortunately, I don't think Watford are one of those. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to slip them in the meh column. I like it, but it just ain't good. Here we go. Here is Aston Villa. And they do nail the Cameroon, the maroon and the blue colours nicely. Big fat W in the middle for the span, and they've got the old Kappa Sports logo. That's always a cheeky little logo, isn't it? It looks like all sorts of stuff going on in there. But yes, very, very good. Nice colours, traditional colours as well. This one I'm ranking quite highly. Yeah, indeed. I'm going to put it in the best of the rest because they get everything right there. They got the colours right. They've got the the sponsorship looks okay. okay. The placement of it looks okay as well. So it's not too bad indeed. So we're going to put that in there in the best of the rest. I don't think I'm going to be doing a World Cup of jerseys. We'll see. We'll see how if we do more of these. I am going to be doing more of these, but I just don't know. Now, here we go. This is Sheffield United, of course, coming out of the Championship, but now into the Premier League, doing absolute bits for themselves. I have seen ahead a couple of the other striped shirts, and some of the other ones do it absolutely horrifically. But Sheffield United, I think I've got it nicely spot on. They've got a British representative in the middle as well for the sponsorship, which is good, traditional. I like it. Of course, they could have sold their soul just like every other Premier League club and gone for an overseas betting company, but I don't know what USG is. I'm feeling it's British. It does smell British. It looks British with a Union Jack-esque flag in the middle of the thing as well. But we're not really talking about the sponsorship itself, but it's part of the package. Stripes are good, thick, nice, traditional colours of red and white. This one is good as well. I'm putting it in there in the decent column just because I'm not fully convinced of it being a top of the range one. We might bump it up a little bit if I can just squeeze him in there. Next up, Spurs. How badly can you get a Spurs shirt wrong? White. It should be white with a touch of blue. This is nice as well, and it is by Nike as well. It's got a nice little touch on the bottom there with a little additional Nike emblem. This is a clean looking shirt. There's nothing wrong with it. If you want to have a good looking shirt, keep it clean. Wolves have got it pretty much spot on. I think Spurs have got it spot on as well. And I like it. It's a clean. The only thing is you don't eat spaghetti wearing this bad boy, because then you'll be in a right big old mess. Then you would get that. That'll take a little nightmare to get them out. So this is good, clean, and efficient. I like it, and it's going to sit nicely up alongside West Ham. Nope. I like this one. It's good, clean, and effective. I'm going to sit there right next to Aston Villa and the old tip of the top. What's it called? Best of the rest. Let's get him in there. There he goes. There she blows. Next up, here we go. There's one that looks absolutely horrific. It is Southampton. What's going on here then? What's going on here? I don't like this whatsoever. It's got too much crap. So Under Armour. I used to like Under Armour, but they've gone down in my estimations. No reason. I just think they've kind of got a little bit tacky. Yeah, I just don't like anything about this shirt. The stripes are too thick. The black shit on the top looks crap. The stripes down the bottom of where the stomach is absolutely hideous. This shirt belongs straight in the dustbin alongside, unfortunately, the West Ham jersey. So that, my friends, is in the dog shit. Yeah, I don't think I have much complaints about that, really. You look at that compared to the other ones. This one's also pretty shitty. For a Newcastle jersey, this is pretty shitty. Don't like the chest down the middle, the crest down the middle. That's poor placement, as well as the Puma thing. I ain't got nothing against Puma. The stripes are too thick for a Newcastle jersey. You got 3 stripes down the middle, whereas you look at Sheffield United, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this one's garbage, and unfortunately, they've got it all wrong. Every single element on this is wrong. So that's going to go down there alongside Southampton in the poop corner. Here we go, Manchester United. Again, they've had some shit ones over the years, but this one is pretty clean cut. It's red, just red. Good colour red as well. Adidas, dark badge as well. Maybe a little bit slight difference from the previous badge. Chevrolet across the chest. Simple, pure and simple. That's all you need. Plain and simple. This one's going to go alongside Spurs, unfortunately. Manchester City will probably be alongside them as well. However, the big thick Puma strips on the side of the tops here, I don't think they're quite nice. I think they've added a little bit of too much to it. Maybe a little bit of a thinner stripe. It's just, for me, there's something, just a little bit of shitness to it. But the colour is good. Sky blues is of course their colour. But unfortunately, they're going to be second fiddle in Manchester today. It's not bad. It's just, I think those thick stripes just make them a little bit less fancy. Liverpool as well. I think they've got it pretty spot on with this jersey. I'm not a big fan of the standard chartered thing in the middle. I think that I have no idea what that sponsor is. Having looked at it a little bit longer, I'm starting to lose appeal. I think those pinstripes down the middle. It's not that flattering, is it? It's not that flattering. So yeah, it's the longer I look at it, I think the badge is nice. You got now against New Balance, but to be honest with you, I think you're going to be middle of the road as well. Unfortunately, from when it was shrunk down like this, you don't really see the pinstripes, but once they're blown up and in your face, then yeah. Little bit shite. Next up, we have former Premier League winners, Leicester City. Here we go. Again, instant look if you think it's okay, but when you blow it up and you see the check marks, I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not the biggest fan. I think people are trying to overcomplicate the wheel. Just do a simple, stick with your traditional colours. And I know that's the problem, is because they want to have a new jersey every single season. They have to change it. They have to change it. They can't just stick, if they stick with just blue every season, people are going to moan. They hardly change anything in the shirt. This one looks shit with the check marks. Again, not shit, but it's a bit meh, isn't it? It's a lot. I'm going to put him alongside Watford. And then, yeah. So, then you go there. Pal, let's just tidy this up a smidge. Next up, we have the other team in Manchester, in Liverpool. It is Everton. Now, again, so much promise, so shitty in the end. I don't like the slash marks across the chest. Just a box standard blue. Just do a box standard blue, and you have an absolute belter on your hands. So they look. A lot of these look very, very good when they're not blown up. From a distance, long distance, good looking shirt. If you know what I mean. Next up, we have Crystal Palace. I think they get the stripes right. And I think this one's a good looking shirt. It's got something a little bit of extra in it. They do a little bit of a deviant on theirs, usually with a white pinstripe down the middle. And what can be complicated is when you try to emphasise or de-emphasise the sponsor in the middle of the shirt. You'll see when Brighton's come up. You can do it absolutely wrong, or you can do it absolutely right. I think this one has done it nice. There's a little bit of fading out of the pinstripes around the centre of the chest where the sponsorship will go, and it looks pretty clean. And I'm going to rate this quite highly in the best of the rest. We'll probably put the best of the rest, and then we'll push maybe 2 into the elite at the end of this. So we have a clear and outright winner. This one's another shit one. I really don't like this. One's the Chelsea's. What the heck's going on there? Maybe there's some fancy stuff within that mess at the back there. I don't know what it is, but it looks like someone's vomited on there, to be honest with you. I'm not a fan at all, and this is a top ranking dog shit shirt. It's Chelsea, and they deserve to be in the shit house with that one. Don't like it whatsoever. Overcomplicated matters. Next up we have Bournemouth, and again I think they've got the stripes bang on. Yeah. You can either go 2 ways with it, really. I think that the amount of stripes that they've got in there is the correct amount. Because in a minute you'll see Brighton's and it seems like overkill. And then you look at Newcastle's and Southampton's, they are underkill. This is the right amount of stripes within a shirt. Crystal Palace got it right. Sheffield United got it right as well. But there are some drastically wrong ones on there. But this one's a clean, lovely looking shirt. And I like this very, very much so. And I think Bournemouth, despite their struggles this season, will do okay in the shirt ranking and placement. They sit nicely in the best of the rest as well. This looks like the old Blackburn Rovers away shirt. Here's Brighton's. Not a fan. It's not horrific. There are some horrific shirts. Nike, the American Express thing in the middle, with just like a big fat block. I think there might be too many stripes in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stripes across the middle. That's black, blue and white. Whereas Sheffield United have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think 7 is the magic number. 9 is a bit overkill. Yeah, it just seems to just cut off. You know what I mean? It's not that bad, but it's pretty poo. And I'm gonna slide them down here alongside Everton and Leicester City. So horrific. This one, though, nice retro kickback, right to my sort of era of football. It is Arsenal. If I can just get them pushed forward a little bit so we can have a little look. This one, I think, is up there with the best of the rest, and we're going to probably see this one in the elite column. It does tickle my retro fun bone in the middle of my heart here, because this is when Blackburn Rovers were top of the table. You know what I mean? So this screams into the 90s, and I like it, and I like it. I do see Aubameyang and the boys wearing this, and it does look cool. It's a very cool looking shirt. A lot of teams should think about going retro a little bit, and Arsenal have got it right now. And I'm putting them in the best of the rest of now, and we'll rejig it at the end. We are not far from the end. And next up, we have another difficult shirt to categorise. It is Norwich. Now they're using the traditional colours of yellow and green. The Dafabet is a sponsor I'm familiar with. Rovers, we've had them before, but the gradient, the fading from yellow to green is just a little bit tacky, and I don't like it. I'm sure that I think I've seen some Norwich. Well, I know I've seen some Norwich shirts in the past where it's all yellow, green flashes. That's the sort of stuff you should be doing. You should not be incorporating. If you want to go wild on your third shirt. Stick with your first shirt. Should be your traditional colours, not mucking about. Maybe I don't know. I think you might have even gone down the red and green, yellow and green stripes. Probably gone down there. But you're known for being yellow. You're the Canaries. Forget too much about that green shit. Dumb it down a bit. It's not ghastly, but it's close. It is very close to being stuck there with Chelsea. I'm just going to put you in there because you're having a bad season. And it is. We're going to end it on a bit of a shitty note, really. But we're going to take a look at Burnley. Of course, they deserve to be in the dog shit pile, but I'm not gonna go there. They have. Ooh, whoa! I was about to say they've got a really nice shirt here that could be up there, but that V in the middle with the check marks has pegged it down a bit. It's not as bad as the West Ham one, but it's not as good as the Aston Villa one. And when you look at those three teams, they've all got the same sort of colours. And Aston Villa have nailed it. Burnley are close. They're very close. I like everything except for the big V in the middle of the thing. What the heck is that? You know, get rid of that, and you would have had a definitely potential winner. I'm not completely throwing it into the dog shit pile, but it's smack dab in the middle there. You could have been so much better, and I would have really hated to have been putting you in the top bins there in the elite column. But that is where we're leaving the most part. Now we're going to push at least two up there. I already like the Arsenal one. So the Arsenal one's going to squeeze in there nicely. I'm not going to put the Spurs one in there or the Manchester United one in there either. I think they're a little bit too safe. You know, they haven't pushed the boat out too much. Whereas Arsenal went with a gamble going retro, and it's paid off, and it looked very smart. I think the Bournemouth one is also very good. I'm going to push that one up there, and I'm going to stick another one in there to kind of even it out. And I am. Just because Burnley, they screwed it up with a V. I'm going to put Aston Villa up there. That's right. It's a clean-looking shirt, not too fancy. Welcome back to the Premier League. It's only going to be probably one season wonder for you at the time being. But that's it. That's how I see the Premier League home jerseys and how I've ranked them. I've ranked Arsenal, Bournemouth and Aston Villa. I think if you alphabetically rank the teams in alphabetical order, those three are the top. And then it all goes to shit after that. Crystal Palace, Tottenham and Man United in the second column. And then we have a really safe as houses, decent column with Wolves, Sheffield United, Manchester City, Liverpool and Burnley, them shit six-fingered banjo players. And then it's the best of the crap. Watford, I want to like it because it's half and half, but I just think it looks a little bit weird. Leicester's with the shit, the chessboard faded in the background. Everton with whatever's going on across here. Brighton looks just a little bit too cardboard, and then Norwich are just undecided. They're trying to phase themselves into green. Come on, sort yourselves out. And down the bottom, don't know what else is going on there. Chelsea look absolutely like a vomit. Newcastle and Southampton have got the stripes all wrong. And whatever the heck's going on with West Ham, I have no idea. But that, my friends, is what I think about the old Premier League home jerseys. Tomorrow we'll come back again, take a look at the Premier League away jerseys, and we're going to have a barrel of laughs with that bad boy because there's some absolute crackers in there. And I mean on the negative. We'll probably need a double dog shit column for that one because there's some really horrific away shirts. Anyway, folks, that is it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash a thumbs up. If you do, smash a subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow with another football jersey ranking video. We'll do a few more of these just to eat up a few more days before we'll get back to in the mind of the old World Cup of badges. Because there's a lot of work to be done in that one. If you want more interest or more information about that one, make sure you follow me on Twitter and of course subscribe to the channel where you'll be getting involved in the voting process, I hope. Until then, I'll see you all next time. Smash a thumbs up, smash a subscribe. I'm out of here. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.